Hello everybody, welcome back to Library of Ruina. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Now, before we get on with the video, I would just like to say that I very much would appreciate it if you go right into the down there. You know, I know you might have this full screen or something, might be, sideways on your phone. I would very much appreciate it if you did go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That'd be absolutely amazing. It really does help to push these videos in the algorithm. And that helps me continue making them. So, that said, let's get back into Library of Ruina, because this game is amazing fun. Absolutely amazing fun. Now, if you remember, last time, in the previous video, we unlocked an absolutely amazing, just adorable person. That would be Hard. Oh god, she's so cute. She's too cute. And she's gonna murder people. we're gonna murder everyone with Hod. Now, we've also unlocked a bunch of new cards, so that means we have a few decks that we need to build. So we're gonna open the video out with a little bit of that deck building action. I don't know. I might like, speed it up somehow. I don't know. That's gonna be for me while I'm editing to figure out. But that said, I'm gonna equip Igore with a Pierre page because of that 10% HP upon defeating an enemy. That's, pretty great sustain. Even if it's just 1 HP, that's still pretty great sustain when you think about it. And I don't think that I can argue with that, especially since it's a max of 12 times. So we're gonna start off, because when you think about it, right? When are these zero cost cards really useful? Appetite is useful, Gather Intel is useful. Aside from these two, I don't think that any of these are really all too good, except for, like, Charge Up. This one's useful, but it's really hard, and it even paralyzes you afterward. So, for my zero coster, I'm gonna put Appetite and Gather Intel. Actually, no, I'm gonna only put a singular Gather Intel in here. A singular zero cost card, because we don't need to use a card every turn. This is just in case I need to, like, throw out something or I'm going to die. That's my idea of taking care of it, right? Now, we have Quickness. This is going to give us Haste, which is going to boost our speed die value. That's massively valuable, in my opinion. Backstreet Stash is also a great choice. Now, you might notice that this also leaves us pretty short on defense, which is why we're going to give us Endure. That's right. We're going to take Endure. Now, that means we have 3 1-cost cards. I would like to have 2 2-costers and 2 3-costers. So this means we have 1 more point to use in the 1-cost cards. I think I'm gonna use Fleet Footsteps because yeah, look, so on defense, like on a successful defense here, we recover 2 HP. It's not the best, it's not the greatest. I still am pretty partial to Rat's Guide in terms of defense, but Rat's Guide is expensive, and we got to remember that. That said, we're putting in Fleet Footsteps for one of our 1-cost defensive cards. Now, for 2-cost defensive, we're going to put in a Preemptive Strike. This has a 3-5 and a 1-8 dodge. And then Rat's Guide is also pretty great, in my opinion. Now, Rat's Guide and Preemptive Strike have an issue. This one has a 3-4 slash, which is basically guaranteed to lose in a lot of situations. This has a 3-5 slash, which is also pretty likely to lose. What I'd like to do is replace my Preemptive Strike with You're Too Slow. We have a ton of this card. An absolute butt ton of this card. And look, it is a 1-9 dodge, and when it wins the clash, it adds 2 power to the next die, making this either a 2-4 on a clash loss, or a 4-6 on clash win, with an on hit of inflicting fragile for the next turn. That's amazing in my mind. That just sounds awesome. And as for Rat's Guide, this also has an issue. It starts with a 1 to something. Guess what? Struggle. It gives us protection, which means that even if we lose, we'll take less damage on the next scene. which just makes it really good. It just makes it great, right? Let's see, we have the need for 2 3-cost cards. Well, I love You Only Live Once. This is a fucking amazing card. It's a 1 to 12 blunt card, and it inflicts 2 paralysis on the next scene. That's awesome. Commandeering. You give 1 protection to all allies. Next scene. That sounds great. But I want to keep my 3-cost cards purely offensive, which means that that defense there does nothing, in my opinion, for my 3-cost card. So that leaves us with Non-Stop Assault, which is decent. 1, 2, 3. And we have You Only Live Once, which is fucking amazing. And we have Rampage. 2, 3, 3. That's great. And it inflicts up to 2 bleed. That's great. So we're going to take a Rampage. Now, this might not seem that good, but when you really think about it, if you use this on an opponent that is staggered, this is just going to murderize them. So I'm going to take it. And we're going to say that this is Ikore's deck. Alright? I don't know what to call it. I'm not going to name it anything. We're just going to treat it like that. This looks great to me. If I had a 4-coster, I would honestly cut out Backstreet Stash for the 4-coster, or even Gather Intel. I'd rather just, take the hit than, have to have an extra card that's not going to be useful. So, that said, this is Ikore's deck. Now, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. I'll be right back after I build a deck for the rest of the librarians. I did that to give you a little bit of the thought process I'm going through, and I am actually thinking out loud instead of, doing it for the camera. I am actually just thinking out loud because, unlike a lot of people, I don't have an internal monologue, which makes certain types of thought processes a little bit more difficult for me to navigate my way through, specifically strategic ones, which is why I like to deal with that by talking out loud. But that said, I'm going to be right back after I make a few more decks for the rest of my librarians. Alright, so I've gone through all the pages, and I'm pretty satisfied with what I have for Malekith and Julian already. I didn't really need to mess with these too much. Over here, with Yasan, there wasn't really anything I wanted to change too badly. I did have dodge and strikes, I think. All I did was cut down 1 and add in a cooking prep. For Hod, we've gone ahead. We've made her a pretty bleed and paralysis oriented deck. And I think that'll work out pretty decently because she also gets extra stagger damage against enemies with lower speed, because I've gone ahead and given her Mars's page, because Mars is freaking awesome, and he endures slash damage, and he's not weak to anything else, which means that he's broken good for a singular librarian that's going to be just thrown in there here and there. And he does have an extra speed die slot. As for Roland, I've kept him with Monk Cheese page. I'm pretty happy with what he has. I don't even think that I want to throw a 3-cost in there. If I'm going to throw a 3-cost in there, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dropping one of these Skitter Ways, and we'll just go down and we'll drop in Non-Stop Assault. I think that this, as is, works pretty well. Nicholas, he had 2... Well, for one, he didn't even have a page equipped. He was on a regular assistant librarian page. And so, took care of that. As a byproduct, he no longer has what he had before. Now, because what I did was I gave him one of the robots pages. He now has Electric Shock, which means on a successful attack, he inflicts 1 paralysis at a 25% chance next scene. Once per target, per scene. Keep that in mind, because his entire deck now is status effect based. On Clash Win with defense, he's paralyzing. On hit, he's paralyzing. On hit, he's bleeding. He's dodging, he's bobbing and weaving. He's adding power to his dice to inflict fragile. He's getting protection from himself. He's lowering opponent die values, inflicting bleed again, inflicting bleed and bleed and bleed. He is currently my status effect person when it comes to the Keter floor. Now that said, let's go ahead, get on into the next part of this story. Here you go. Book of Mars, baby. Now, I hope that you're going to enjoy this story as much as I am. I know that I am enjoying it already. I had a nice little, like, 20 minutes of fun just building decks. Alright?
미안하다. 일이 이렇게 된 건 다 내 잘못이야.
What do you mean, son? No, you're not gonna win in the first place.
우리 사무소는 도서관에서 손을 뗄 거야. 애초에 이건 우리가 손댈 일이 아니었던 것이겠지.
뭐라고요? 그럼 마스는 뭔데요? 개죽음인 거잖아요.
By the way, if you want just Sasha, you're fucking based.
그 원망해도 좋아. 내 판단 실수야.
Sasha's Castle on YouTube.
우리는 치안 사무소였지 탐사나 전투에 특화된 사무소는 아니었으니까.
냉장고에 있는 케이크는 선배가 사다 둔 거예요?
케이크? 아니, 아직 케이크는
No, no, the cake's gonna have an invitation.
바람 좀 쐬고 올게요. 바보 자식!
God, she is so destroyed. What the hell?
케이크는 또 언제 사다 둔 거야? 어머니가 대단한 해결사라며 매일 자랑하던 그 무식하게 큰 검도 어머니가 선물로 주신 거라며 언젠가 어머니처럼 될 거라고 그렇게 으스댔으면서
Oh no. Oh no. Also, don't worry, I play Ultra Kill offline. If you see this jacket, just know that you're not gonna beat me on Clair de Lune, level 1-4. You're not gonna beat me.
마스의 책. 저곳에서 죽은 자는 책이 되는 거야? 그 녀석을 가지고 장난질을 하게 두진 않을 거야. 산 선배에게 얘기를 꺼내더라도 말리겠지? 단독으로라도 가는 거야. 아는 녀석들도 좀 있으니까.
Wait, does she have Mars's book?
이건 좀 마음 아프겠는데 괜한 걸 봤어.
정에 연연하면 안 된다고 말한 사람이 그런 말을 하니까 웃기네.
그건 그거고 이건 이거지. 그래도 일일이 반응하면 자기 손해야. 다 감수하고 사는 거니까. 나에게도 안타까운 일이 있고 상대에게도 안타까운 일이 있지. 그리고 그걸 동의 없이 드러내는 건 무례한 거야. 괜한 걸 알면 신경 쓰이잖아. 가뜩이나
You know, he is right.
아는데 자기가 더 힘들다고 유세 부리는 건가 싶고 얄팍한 동정심과 함께 불쾌감도 딸려오지. 슬퍼도 적당히 드러내고 기뻐도 적당히 드러내고 상황에 맞는 적당한 인사를 주고받는 게 서로를 위해 좋은 거야.
Roland, I'm gonna stop you right there. You know, what you said before made a lot of sense. You know, what you just said just now has some, like, real we live in a society energy.
오히려 그게 더 피곤해 보이는데.
무엇보다 내가 감정에 휘둘려서 도서관 일을 못하면 안 되는 거잖아. 어떻게든 네가 도시의 책을 모을 수 있도록 도와줘야 하는 거고.
맞아. 필요가 없어지는 순간 그대로 폐기해버릴 거야.
그럼 상사님의 말대로 저도 살아남기 위해 제 할 일을 할 뿐이죠.
안녕.
Oh.
닥쳐. 가증스러운 기계의 인사 따위 필요 없으니까.
Wait, it's still like
난 이곳에 있는 마스의 책을 얻고
smeared.
를 다 죽인 다음 네 머리통까지 날려버릴 거야.
마지막에 말씀하신 그건 힘드실 텐데요, 손님.
What?
라고 했지.
That's one hell of an insult. That's one hell of a bit of shit talking.
이 책을 찾으실 수 있기를.
She's still being nice. But you know what the librarians aren't? Kind. See, If you don't know, you can be kind but not nice. There's a difference. You can be nice but not kind. I'll tell you one thing. She's being kind, but she's not being nice. Alright, we've got Lulu's friend. Page 1, page 4. Alright, so penetration. 50% chance to boost pierce damage by +1. And 50% chance to boost slash by +1. Let's see. Strong strikes. Alright, this is pretty nice. Multi-hits, I'm not too happy with. They're okay, though. Multi-block, pretty meh. So, doesn't look like there's going to be much that we want from these pages. If anything, we're going to want not quick attack, multi-hit, because of the ability to boost the max value of the next die. But that's kind of, you know, hinging on you winning your first clash, which is a 1-6, which is kind of garbage, especially on a 2-cost card. Jeez, that's pretty garbage. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna have its uses. Guarantee it's gonna have uses later, because it's a high damage card if you win your clashes. Alright, want to taste my hammer? I'll stab you through. Okay, generic villain line. Generic villain line. Let's see what we got. Multi-block. And what do you got? Multi-block. Gotcha. Fair, 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 fair. Well, 1-5 and a 3-5. Followed by just 2 of the 1-4s. I'll take struggle because of the extra protection for next scene. Let's see. We have Wallop, which is probably going to do a decent amount of damage to these guys if it hits. I'll go ahead and I'll just leave it as a charge and cover. Alright, so let's see. We have a strong strike coming in towards Roland. And over here, we have a quick attack coming in towards Roland. I am going to intercept that quick attack with a fend this off if you can. And I'm going to have Roland execute a Wallop on you. Alright. Scars. Give those to Roland. We're gonna have a pretty decent time with this fight. I'm surprised that we've gotten as far as we have with the, pretty garbage setup I had before. Hopefully this turns out decent. We have multi-hit coming in. So, keep it fresh. Might not be the best idea. 3-4 versus a 1-6. I'll backstreet dash you. Let's see. I have 3 points. I can afford a non-stop assault. Yeah, let's do it. Staggered, baby. Told you this freaking... It would destroy. I told you it would destroy. She must have trembled hard. The knife could slip from her hands at any moment. Alright, we have a multi-hit coming in. Pretty easy to deal with. Let's see. Honestly, I'll just keep it fresh. Want a Wallop through. Oh, wow. You got through the keep it fresh.
But you're not going to live for long?
You know... I don't know how you expect me to do nothing against that. Especially since you have a strong strike coming in. See, I kind of just deflected that. Alright, let's see. Just pound. Well, guess what? There we go. Act 1's curtain closed. Let's see what we got. Lulu. Alright, let's see what you got. It's a multi-block. I'll take the struggle against your multi-block. And it's the multi-block again. I'll do a preparation. See how I have 7 burn? I'm anticipating us not having a good fight. It goes down to 4 now. But I'm not anticipating us getting through here very easily. You've already got a positive. Okay, let's see what he got coming in. Okay, multi-hit. This is my chance to really hammer home some damage. Let's see, we have... Okay, Pound is coming in from you, and Eat My Flaming Bat's coming in from her. I'm gonna throw the Pound... I'm gonna throw Gut Harvesting out at this Pound. That staggers the 2 of them at the same time, which makes this very, very good for us. Because we can throw out a fend this off towards you. And we can just throw out a wallop on you, and that should take care of you guys. We have a strong strike coming in. Okay, so that means I need to use Struggle. And you have Eat My Flaming Bat coming in. Okay, that's not going to be fun to deal with. But we need to take something that can compete with it, even in the slightest on that second bit. I'm going to be honest, it's going to be Endure. Because Backstreet Stash isn't really going to do much. You know what? We can... No, we're going to have to take it.
We're gonna have to take it.
It's going to be Endure. Alright, that's fine. And then Roland's going to go down in this scene. 1 to 6 and then 4 to 5. Okay, so we want to take the 3 to 6 and then 2 to 6 right here. This is a great clash right here. See, that very heavily was in my favor. You have 4 light. That means you're probably going to throw out the 3 costs right now, aren't you? Yeah, you're going to throw out Set of Blades. What have we got? Skitter Away. That is my best bet against this. Nice! Alright. Act 2 cut. Alright. We have done amazingly. Now, she's not the lowest, but she's going to be pretty decently low. So I think it's going to... It'll turn to a very great moment for us to throw Hod at her. You get, just have some fun with Hod. Get to use this Mars page. Especially since most of her stuff is Slash and Impact. It's going to be pretty fun. See, she only has 12. Yep, we're going to do the 5 to 2. Alright. Let's see, what are you throwing at me? Well, sister, no, we're not going to throw Endure at her after that. Yeah, that went very well. 2 5s, baby. We'll keep it fresh. Yeah, take that hit. Alright, I gotta remember to use the other die. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and Endure first. Then right after Endurance, on the slower die, we're going to use Rampage to get just all the damage in. We got coming in, Gather Intel. That means Backstreet Sash is going to be a pretty solid answer to that. and thank you for the Book of Lulu. Victory! Curtain call for the reception of Lulu of Streetlight. We did pretty decently right there. I was expecting it to instantly go to a cutscene, but no, it did not. Alright, so we got a Backstreets Fixer Volume 1, a absolute butt ton of them. I don't care about that. We got 2 Book of Lulus, though. This means we're probably going to have to farm this a little bit. We've also gotten the Lonesome Outcast, 2% chance to boost slash die power by +1. I think this is going to be pretty decent for a piece of gear for HOD. That said, we're likely going to need to farm this specific encounter a little bit to get the burn stuff off of Lulu. I don't want the self-damage card. I know it's going to be useful, but I think it'll just be more fun if we don't use it. It's powerful.
건 없어?
Oh, crap.
어떤 느낌도 안 든다면 거짓말이겠지만
이런 싸구려 비극은 수도 없이 보고당했어.
A lot of times, I bet. You know, in these cyberpunk worlds that we seem to be exploring more and more often recently on the Twitch and on my channel, it really does seem that you're victimized just as much as you do victimize.
밑바닥 해결사라고 한 것 치고는 꽤 많은 일을 겪었나 보네.
나도 내 나름대로의 일이 있었거든. 궁금하면 좀 말해줄까?
그건 무례한 일이라면서? 정 궁금해지면 널 죽여서 책으로 만들어 보면 되니까.
That's intrusive.
지금 굉장한 말을 들은 것 같은데 넌 어때? 오히려 관장님의 감상이 궁금한데.
딱히? 나도 수없이 많은 인간들과의 관계와 강제적인 죽음을 반복적으로 봐서 말이야. 그래도 이번에는 누구의 강압도 아닌 본인의 의지로 선택할 수 있도록 해봤어.
확실히 초대장에 적힌 경고를 읽고 직접 서명해서 도서관에 오는 건 맞지만
역시 좀 치사하지. 넌 절대 죽일 수도 없고 난 죽어도 되살아나니까.
또 그 소리네.
Interesting.
이 정도면 공평한 거라며?
그래 네 말이 다 맞긴 해. 도시에서 이 조건이면 굉장히 공평하고 후한 거니까.
He isn't wrong. Now we have this abnormality fight to go into. I could do that. I absolutely could do that. I say, fuck it. A long video is a long video, right? Let's go ahead into the book of today's shy look. Let's see what we have here. Expression. Dice gain different amounts of power depending on the current face. It still hides behind masks. I gotta be considerate of its mood. Alright, so it doesn't resist or take fatal damage to anything. I feel great. God. That's not what the fuck? What in the Okay. That's interesting. What the fuck do you want from me? Keep smiling like an idiot? I told you to read the damn mood, you piece of shit. Well, that's pretty dark. Today's expression, 2 to 16. What in the hell? Okay. Okay. That's very, very hard to deal with. I will take a, keep it fresh. That's just, I don't think I know how to deal with that one. Alright, so we have a 2 to 16 again. Oh god, that's gonna be painful. Backstreet Stash, and then... Appetite. Oof, that's maximum damage. I feel great. Bathing in the warm and cozy sunshine. Oh, he's angry. Shyness. A 2 to 16 defense. How about a 1-to-1 game plus 5 power if the target is staggered? Okay. Okay. And then shyness again. Oh god, that is such a big amount of damage. Okay. And then it's a 2-to-16 again. I don't know how to deal with it. It feels like I do want to take some of the damage. Like, I should treat it like I'm not guaranteed to win it. Alright, 2-to-16 defense. Okay, that's gonna be painful. Recover some light. Shyness. You're attacking this die. This could very well spell the end of this, but it could also mean that I win it. We do this, alright. And then we use appetite. Alright, shyness once again. I can't afford it. I'm dead. Oh, that was great. I'll be back after I figure out what I'm doing. Well, actually, we'll leave it as a defeat. No, we won't. Listen, you can't ever end something on a bad note, right? I'll be back after I figure out what I'm doing. I forgot to unpause it for that fight. I'm sorry. I forgot to unpause for the fight. Oh no. I made a big stupid mistake. I'm very sorry about that. But what I figured out with this fight, with this abnormality floor, is that sometimes you should be willing to just throw something out and lose so that you can get a hit in where you can. Because I'm guessing that is the difficulty spike it is planning on throwing out next. And sometimes you should be willing to just hold a card and get hit rather than play a card and get hit. So if you know that you're not gonna be able to defend it, sometimes it's better to just take the hit, even if it's going to stagger, than it is to go ahead and throw a card out just to try and defend it. Not everything's worth defending. Sometimes it's worth it to just take the damage because you can get more in later. That's what I took away from this. I'm sure that there is more that was intended to be put in that, but that's what I took away from. So, suppression of today's shy look is complete.
자, 이번에도 책 대령이요.
고마워요, 롤랑 씨.
Oh, she's so fucking cute.
롤랑 씨는 무슨 편하게 말 놓고 롤랑이라고 불러.
Oh, is Roland into her? Is he into her? We have some ships forming.
롤랑?
훨씬 좋네.
역시 말을 바로 편하게 하기는 어색하네.
Bro, I feel like there might be something forming right there.
그나저나 책 분류는 잘 되어가? 도시에 제대로 된 문학이라고 불릴 게 있나 싶은데.
I mean, like, has Roland said drop the mister to literally anybody else? I don't think he said it to Malkith. I'm pretty sure that she's hot is the only one he's allowed to drop the honorifics. Is Roland getting soft? He becoming a little squishy soy boy?
저마다의 삶이 문학인 것 같아. 각자 자신만의 삶이 책처럼 쓰여져 가는 거야. 그리고 그 속에는 희극과 비극이 제각기 얽혀 있어. 마냥 나쁜 사람만 있는 것도 아니고.
다 개인적인 사정이란 게 있으니까.
그래서 고민이야. 누군가를 무턱대고 미워할 수 있을까?
It never is. It really never is.
우리는 책을 위해서 사이좋게 지내던 가로등 사무소의 해결사들을 죽여버렸어. 아무리 그들이 선택해서 이곳에 왔다 하지만 우리에겐 반드시 이뤄야 하는 목적이 있고 자기 변명만 늘어놓게 되는 것 같네.
호드. 근데 또 그 개인적인 사정이란 거 다 따져가다 보면 머리만 아파오게 되거든.
Yeah, Roland's right here. When you try and think about what's going on in everybody's life, it really does fuck with you. You're better off just ignoring that and going about and thinking what's best for you personally, unless you're in like public office. Then you need to be thinking about what's good for everyone as a whole. Either that, or what you can do is, you know, here, let me get up nice and close real quick. Because, you know, this is a kind of intimate thing to think about, right? I'm pretty sure that those of you who are active in my community know that I am a Warhammer 40k nerd. I love that game. I love the lore of it. I don't play the war game. I don't have the time for it. Nor do I think I would ever want to spend millions of dollars painting figurines that I'll never get to use. I mean, if I make it big, maybe I'll make videos painting Warhammer figurines. I'd love to do that. If I can paint Warhammer figurines on YouTube or Twitch, that would be pretty fun. But I personally don't think that I would have fun playing the game without, you know, people to get into the game with, or, you know, somebody to you know, help me learn how to play the war game. I mean, like, hey, Wes Hammer, I mean, if you, I don't know if you watch this stuff, I don't know if you see this stuff, but, hey, you can, I'd really appreciate knowing how to play Warhammer. But I'm really into the lore, and there's something called the Tal Va. Now, there is this faction of the Tal. Nobody freaking likes them. They're weeaboo space communists. They're so stupid. They're so uncool somehow, despite being weeaboo space commies. Like, that sounds like the best description ever, and it is the best description ever of what they are, but god damn, they're so uncool in spite of that they managed to make killing a freaking demon prince of Slaanesh uncool. They thought that they killed Slaanesh. They're like babies when it comes to the war. But they have this idea called the Tal Va. And what it translates to is the greater good. And the idea of the Tal Va is that no matter who you are, what race you are, what species you are, you should be doing what is best for the greater good of your civilization as a whole. And that is a beautiful thing to think about in its entirety. And quite frankly, I think that if you just simply do that, you become a very good human being in the first place. And you'll avoid this sort of headache in general that, you know, Roland's speaking of. Because it's very easy to get messed up into this web of entanglement where you're entering into decision paralysis because you're worried about, you know, hurting somebody else's feelings. Just don't worry about hurting other people's feelings. If they hurt their feelings, they'll freaking tell you. If you hurt their feelings that bad, they'll just stop talking to you. But I think that so long as you're being a decent human being, you're clear. Now, I know this was kind of impromptu and pretty unrelated, but, you know, it's really worth thinking about, because whenever you think about what's going on in everybody's life, everyone's got their own story. They have their own things going on. You can't really ever know what's going on. Everyone's the main character of their own story. Because no matter who you are, you're always a side character in someone else's. So, sometimes it's great to be that side character and just be like, hey, what's going on? Hope everything's going good. Alright? Let's continue on with this cutscene.
그래서 뭐가 뭔지 모르게 될 때가 있어. 도덕적 규범이니 근본적인 원인이 뭐니 생각하다 보면 다 흐려지거든. 내 마음에 터질 것 같은 응어린 그대로인데.
Yeah, this is exactly what I just spoke about.
마음 가는 대로만
This is real talk right here.
않고 알 필요도 없어.
Like, this is just real talk right here. This is deep.
필요한 거야.
I wasn't expecting to get something this deep from a game where we're murdering people to turn them into books.
롤랑의 해결사로서의 조언인 거야?
뭐 그렇지? 내가 좋아하는 말이 있어. 그건 그거고 이건 이거다. 모든 이들의 사정을 떠안을 수 있는 세상이 아니야. 당연히 체념한 지 오래지.
My mouse double clicked. Sounds like you've come to terms with reality. Did ages ago.
그래도 역시 그게 편하더라고. 흘러가는 대로 몸을 맡기는 거지.
조언은 고마워. 나도 좀 더 생각해봐야겠어. 하지만 그건 그거고 이건 이거다라는 말은 잠시 위안이 될 수 있어도
You don't need to redeem your life.
아닌 것 같네.
뭐 받아들이는 것도 각자의 방식이 있는 거니까.
You don't need to redeem your life. You just do your best.
책은 여기 두고 갈 테니 앞으로도 잘 부탁해.
Alright, so we have awoken a assistant librarian. We have access to new abnormality pages, and a new assignment has been added. Look of the day. One sunny day. Just like that day, they sincerely dried the laundry. They dried their own skin. The librarian's face constantly shifts. Dice gain different amounts of power depending on the current face. Minimum of -2, maximum of +2. Anger is fierce. Interesting. Social distancing. Oh man, that's a mood, considering what we just got out of and we're still kind of technically in. If one tries to look at the face behind the skin, the result will not be pretty. Space behind their skin is the only personal space they have left. Leaving it uninvaded is the last bit of generosity the city can offer. Single ally, block dice gain 1 to 2 power and deal +2 to stagger damage on a deflex. That is so good. Shyness. The inability to show one's face is perhaps a form of shyness. When throbbing emotions surge up from time to time, it's best to simply cover the face. Single ally. When using a page, all block dice on that page gain power equal to the number of defensive dice on said page. That is amazing. We have now reached Urban Legend rank. And I savor the magnificent fragrance of the sacrifice, which fills my room. Scene 3. Urban Legend.
안개 속에 무너진 둥지는 결국 누구 손에 들어갈 것 같나?
오랜만에 죄다 죽어가는 상황을 보아하니 저도 예측은 못하겠네요, 원더보스.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We're going to be leaving this video on one hell of a cliffhanger.
하지만 적어도 검지가 노른자를 차지하게 둘 수 없다는 건 확실하죠.
그렇지. 그래도 중지와 약지 그리고 소지는 적어도 이 항쟁에 끼어들 여유가 없어 보이니 다행이군.
이야기 들어보셨어요? 이번에 도시전설로 지정된 도서관이요. 어쩌면 이 둥지와 밀접한 관련이 있을지 몰라요.
이야기해보게.
이제 슬슬 제대로 된 흐름에 들어갈 것 같은데?
Interesting.
이대로만 가면 곧 도서관은 하나협회에 의해 도시전설로 지정될 거야. 싸구려 도시괴담들은 차고 넘치지. 어느 것이 진실인지 허구인지 굉장히 모호해. 무엇보다 대부분의 괴담은 사실관계를 파헤치고 보면 생각보다 시시해서 재미없거든. 도시괴담이 재밌어지기 시작하는 건 도시전설로 인정받았을 때부터야.
또 필요 이상으로 돌려 말하네.
I'm reading this as a difficulty spike.
협회에서 지정한 등급이 상승한다면 전부 다 정보의 가치가 높은 손님들이 온다는 거지?
Yes.
모름지기 도시에서 일이 벌어진다 하면 도시 전설부터 시작되는 거지. 어릴 땐 말이야, 할머니가 들려주던 도시 전설 이야기만 들어도 벌벌 떨었던 적이 있거든. 짜증나게 옛날 생각나네.
가족?
그래, 뭐 아무도 남지 않았지만.
Yeah, I'd imagine in horrible ways, considering the way that the city's been treating people and the way that, we have.
지금은 가족이 없다는 거야?
이제 곁에는 한 명도 없어. 난 할머니 손에 길러졌거든. 부모님은 어떻게 돌아가셨는지도 모르고 할머니는 어느 날 사라졌고, 그리고 또 아니다, 뭐 평범한 이야기야.
무슨 말이 하고 싶은 거야?
전에 말했었지. 너의 목적은 자유를 얻기 위한 책이라고.
맞아. 난 이곳에서 나갈 수 있는 자유와 살아갈 수 있는 자유를 원해. 그리고 잊어버릴 수 있는 자유도.
그러면 책을 모으는 이유에는 완전한 자유를 찾는 것밖에 없는 거야?
That is an interesting question.
반은 맞고 반은 틀려. 난 오랜 시간 땅속에 처박혀서 파편적인 정보들만 주워 담았어. 똑같은 이야기만 반복해서 듣고 본 거지. 이제는 새로운 이야기를 듣고 싶어. 새로운 얼굴들을 보고 싶고. 그래서
She wants to go out into the city?
그리고 동시에 작은 복수를 원하지.
And a little bit of revenge. So I'm guessing she also expects that we'll meet her maker, so to say.
복수라. 무엇에 대한?
나를 이 꼴로 만든 가증스러운 사람과 세상에 대한 복수. 그 사람이 꿈꿨던 걸 철저히 무너뜨린 후에야 비로소 내 자유를 완성할 수 있겠지.
Interesting. So this is kind of like poetic in a way. She feels shackled by her desire for revenge to this place.
이 붉은 초대장을 따라가다 보면 네가 원하는 자유와 복수에 닿게 된다는 거지?
정확히는 자유와 복수를 이루게 해줄 책을 넣는 거야. 어떤 형태로 내 소망이 이루어질지는 나도 몰라. 나와 도서관을 완성시켜줄 단 하나의 책. 내가 원하는 모든 것이 적혀있을 그 단 하나의 책을 찾게 된다면 해결되겠지.
잠깐, 책만 찾으면 될 거라고? 방법을 확실히 아는 게 아니야?
확실히 아는 것은 하나야. 이 초대장의 끝에 나는 나로서 완전해질 거란 것. 도서관은 무한한 공간이야. 무한히 손님들의 책을 추출하고 소장할 수 있어. 하지만 목적 없이 쓰레기만 가득한 책들을 수집하는 것은 굉장히 비효율적이잖아? 그래서 전에 말했듯 초대장이 도서관에서 내가 원하는 책에 도달할 수 있는 길로 인도해주는 거지.
그 단 하나의 책을 얻었다 쳐. 그런데 결국에 그 책이 너를 어떤 형태로 완전하게 해줄지 모르는 것이고.
그런 건 상관없어. 결과만을 얻을 수 있다면 만족해.
무서울 정도의 집념이구만.
Interesting.
예술 분야 지정사서 네자흐. 엄청 퍼질러져 있는데?
Okay, I like this place. Netek has a glimpse at Roland while lying on the floor, or turning back again.
책도 어질러져 있고 일할 생각이 없어 보이는구만.
Well, that's what you have. It's all about bursts of motivation, right?
자흐 씨. 네가 이렇게 비협조적이면 난 엔젤라한테 칼군당해. 일어나 주십시오.
모든 힘을 쏟아부었는데 그게 다 망가진 기분 알아요? 정말 열심히 모래성을 만들었는데 파도에 다 뭉개져
Well,
버렸어.
that's kind of the beauty of a sandcastle, the impermanence of it.
모래성을 부숴버린 건 보나마나 엔젤라겠군.
또다시 눈을 뜨고 이번에도 원치 않는 일에 부름을 받았네요. 잠시 내버려둬요. 다시 잠들고 싶으니까.
아이고 머리야. 어째 하나같이 엔젤라를 싫어하나. 제발 도와주라. 같은 처제끼리.
당신도 참 불쌍하네요. 어쩌다 이런 곳에 흘러와서.
그치? 나도 내가 불쌍하다고 생각해. 그러니까 제발, 어? 우리 같이 힘내서 일합시다.
아시다시피 전 예술의 층을 담당한 지정사서 내짜오예요.
나도
He's so gloomy.
엔젤라를 도와 도서관 일을 하고 있는 롤랑이야.
Also, is he a femboy?
어떻게 맡은 일들이 하나같이 저와 맞지 않는 것뿐일까요?
Yeah, isn't? I feel like Neshak is a femboy. That's awesome.
그러게 말이다. 나도 도서관에서 일하게 될 줄은 몰랐는데. 아무튼 내가 책을 가져다 주면 넌 예술에 대한 책을 분류하는 거지?
그렇다고 하더라고요. 통성명은 끝났으니 이제 돌아가 주실래요?
저기 눕는 건 좋은데 일은 제대로 해줄 거지?
안 하고 싶어도 안 할 수가 없는 몸이네요.
믿고 있을게. 꼭 제대로 일 해줘야 한다.
Floor of Art opened. You can now select the Floor of Art during reception. And a patron librarian token, as well as a new assignment has been added. And the Keter floor now has an abnormality fight. I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow. We have absolutely left off on one hell of a cliffhanger. And I feel like this is going to turn out pretty nice. That said, oh, let me turn my face on. Much love. Stay sexy. I hope that you guys enjoyed this really long episode of Library of Ruina. I hope that you were able to enjoy it to its fullest and that you had a lot of fun watching it. I know I had a lot of fun playing this, and it's been very interesting. And, you know, this game is making me oddly, like, introspective, which I do actually like in the game. It's got a very good story. There's a lot of stuff that's, you know, ebbing and flowing, things that are moving behind the scenes that I don't see, and I love that air of mystery to it. But that said, I'll see you guys later. For that matter, I'll probably see you tomorrow. Much love, stay sexy, and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.